For about 70 days, I was basically unable to sleep. I was on a lot of morphine. I was taking sleeping pills. My head wouldn't shut down.
I was devastated. I absolutely fell apart. I mean, how else can you go? I am a particularly strong person mentally, type A personality plus, but it still absolutely wiped me out. Weak-kneed to the point.
In the beginning, I hoped for everything. First I hoped that they had just the wrong x-rays, the wrong set of scans. It was all just a big clerical mishap. Your brain will do really strange things to you when you don't want to believe something. You will come up with fairy tales.
Sweetie, don't be afraid.
That should have been the end.
One of the hardest things our clients have to do is actually turn the handle on that door and walk in. Because they're having to admit that they need help and support. My name's Juliet Irish and I'm the Executive Director of Doane Hospice and have had the privilege of being so for the last 8 years. Doane Hospice supports people with life-threatening illness and also the caregivers and the bereaved. So we look at the whole family unit, not just the person who's sick. So we're a very small organisation. We've been in the community 26 years. And started by 3 volunteers who saw a need in the community for helping people with a life-threatening illness. So a few years after that, so 1989, we actually started the organisation and became a registered charity. And over those years, things have changed. We've reached out to the community, we've asked them what they need, and so the programs have been adapted as the need is out there.
You got to tell stories that everybody got to hear, and you just knew that you weren't the only one that felt like that. This one growing, I did just after my mom died, and I was having a little bit of a hard time, and I thought of the word growing, and I guess what it meant to me was growing from the bad experiences that you've had.
I felt kind of weird coming here, but I was ready to accept any help because I was ready to crack. And they really, they make you feel at ease and at home. It's a good experience during a really bad experience. And just hearing different stories, it sort of levels the playing ground a little bit, and you find out that the worst thing in your life that's happened to you, dealing with cancer, folks who are worse off than you, a lot worse off, being positive, they're being positive, and they're trying to encourage you.
We have to raise about $260,000 a year to be able to maintain the programs and services that we offer our clients. Everything that we offer, so that could be the wellness programs of yoga, relaxation visualization, the Oasis Day program, caregiver support, bereavement support, and art therapy are all offered free to our clients. So to be able to raise that money, we have to do a lot in the community. So we have fundraising events. We have a Hike for Hospice that's coming up now on the 3rd of May. That's a national event. So all hospices across the country will be doing their Hike for Hospice. And then we have a golf tournament that's happening in June. That's an annual one. It's been happening for 13 years. It is our biggest fundraiser. We have food events that we put on. In the past we've had a craft show, a unique craft show. So there's lots of different ways of reaching out to the community, asking them to get involved and help. We know how hard it is to raise the dollars, but we also know how to stretch those dollars, and we have a very good reputation in the community. We have great people that help support us. So for $5,000 would make an awful lot of difference if we used it in the wellness program. That could pay for 4 months of the yoga instructor. It could pay, if it was in the art therapy, it could pay for all the canvases and the materials and things that we use. Every day in the life of hospice is inspiring. We as an organisation are very fortunate to be invited into people's lives when they're at their most vulnerable. And for them to come to a place like hospice and to open up their hearts and their lives to people, to strangers really, to help them is amazing. And so every day we hear wonderful stories. To be able to sit with somebody and hear about their life and hear about their wishes and their hopes and their healing for the future, to be part of that is really inspirational. As a client, I wish to say that during my time of personal crisis, Doane Hospice was there for me. It provided a safe and secure place for me to begin and understand the changes that are currently taking place in my emotional and physical health. I was somewhat familiar with the concept of wellness. Now, after having personally experienced its application, I am beginning to see the horizon. I see myself as a human being and not a condition or a disease.